solving the questions while finding the value for the constant k, we have divided the two variables values to find k. But now in this, they are saying that a relationship between the two variables in which the product is a constant. It means when you people will multiply the values of the two variables that are inversely related to each other, you will get a constant. Second definition says that when one variable increases, the other decreases in proportion so that the product is unchanged. Again, as we have discussed in direct variation, okay, there is not a random change. Every change is according to a proportion. So similarly, the same concept goes for the inverse variation also. Okay, whenever there will be an increase of one and the decrease of the other, so this change will be again in a proportion. Okay, it will not be a random change every time. If B is inversely proportional to A, the equation is of the form B multiplied by A equals to K. Relating to the first definition that we have studied, that every time when you people will multiply the product, if you people will get the product of the two variables, it will always be a constant K, which is called the constant of variation. Since the inverse variation equation cannot be written in the slope intercept form, that means that the graph of an inverse variation is not a straight line. If you people remember, we have discussed the graphs also, although we have not attempted the questions up till now. I told you people that one lesson we will be investing in graphs only. Where we will draw the graphs of direct and inverse variation both. Okay, but we have generally have a we have discussed the graphs of the direct variation, where I told you people that it's always a line that passes through the origin. But for the inverse, it says that it will not be a straight line. So this is also one of the difference between the graphs of the direct variation and the inverse variation. Any question that you people want to ask related to the definitions we have just read, you can ask me.
No questions.
Okay. On answer, Akif, Naveel, Shahid, I hope
No
it's
question.
understood up till now.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now, these are the few real life examples that we can see. Okay, how can we relate this inverse variation with our real life? You can see the first example is about the slices per person times the number of people equals to the total slices. In short, if you want to understand the concept of inverse variation is, okay, let's suppose if two people are sharing one pizza. Okay, the number of pieces they will have will be more as compared if the same pizza is shared by 3 or 4 people. Okay, so when there will be less people eating one particular pizza, in that situation they will get more share, they will get more slices. But if the same pizza is shared by more than 2 people, let's suppose 3 or 4, so in that situation the slices each will get will be less. So when there were less people to share the pizza, more slices were taken. When we increase the number of people, so the number of slices will be decreased. Okay? Similarly, if you can take an example, the other example you can see is of the speed and the time. If you are moving with a higher speed, the speed is more. In that situation, you will reach your destination early as compared to the situation when you are moving with a less speed. Okay, when your speed will be less, obviously you will take more time to reach your destination. So by increasing your speed, your time duration will be reduced, and by reducing your speed, your time will be increased. Similarly, if we take an example of a worker, okay, and the number of hours they work, if more people are doing one job, the task will be finished early. But if less people will be doing the same job, it will take more time. So by increasing the labor, by increasing the helping hands, the task can be done early, so time will be reduced. And if the same task has to be done by the less number of people, so they will take more time. Okay, so this is actually the inverse variation, where by increasing one quantity there is a decrease in the other quantity. But one thing we always remember is that increase and that decrease is always according to a specific proportion. It's not a random changes that we encounter with face. ठीक है, any question related to the examples we have discussed? Yes,
No.
boys. Okay, boys, if you people find me a little quick or fast, you people can easily stop, and you can people can raise your hands to tell me, okay, miss, you are fast, you can be slow. Actually, when the things that you people already know and you people do not share your responses, you stay quiet. So I believe that you people have understood it well. Okay, so if you think you people are unable to understand, you can stop me anytime. You can raise your hand, or you can write it in the comment box, ke, please repeat, or you can say, miss, please be slow. Okay, please do not hesitate. I welcome your suggestions and your queries. Okay, so as we have discussed that the inverse proportion or the inverse variations is actually the relationship between two quantities whose product remains constant. And if we have to write the equation to show the inverse relation, so equation will be written as the first quantity on the left, like the way I have given you people the hint for the direct. The first variable, the first quantity will be mentioned on the left side. Then we will write equals to and k. In direct variation, we have written k multiplied by the second variable. But now in the inverse, it's very easy. Now you people have to remember that every time the second variable will be written k upon. Okay? In the direct variation, you have written k multiplied by second variable. Now for the inverse variation, you will write k divided by the second variable. Is it clear? The otherwise, the fourth step, this basic concept is same. The only difference in the first thing, the first step we observe is for the direct variation, when the two variables are directly related to each other, we write an equation that states that y is equals to kx. Kx means k multiplied by x. But for the inverse variation, when we will write the equation that connects the two variables inversely related to each other, in that situation, we will write the first variable equals to k divided by the second variable. Is this clear? So for finding the value of k, you can see that k, it satisfies the first definition, that it will always be the product, and the product will be a constant. And we know that in the formula, in the equation, k is representing the constant of variation. Okay, so you can see that if I multiply y and x, the answer will be k, and that k is a constant. Is this clear? Any question related how to form an equation
No.
connecting the two variables? Okay, for the direct, we write the equation as y is equals to k multiplied by the second variable, and for the inverse, you will write first variable equals to k divided by the second. Okay, and to find k, earlier we used to divide the two variable values. Now we will be multiplying it to get the constant k. Acha, as we have discussed beta earlier also, that whenever we observe the change, it's not a random. The change is always in a particular proportion. Okay, so you can see the example here that have been shared. If the two loaders can fill a truck in 4 hours, how many loaders are needed to fill it in 1 hour? So when the two loaders were loading it, they were taking 4 hours. When the number of loaders are increased from 2 to 4 now, so you can see that the number of hours is reduced. So by increasing the number of loaders, the number of hours are reduced. Now if loaders are increased to 8, now you can see that hours have been reduced to 1. Okay, so the changes, you can see that there is a change of 2 hours every time. 2 loaders 4 hours, 4 loaders 2 hours, so the time has been reduced by 2 hours. Then when the loaders are increased to 8, then you can see that the hours have been reduced to 1. So this is the change is there, but the change is according to a proportion. Any question related to this, you can ask me now. Boys, do you have any query?
No. No, teacher.
Okay. Okay. As we have discussed the graphs also, although if you remember, I shared with you people that after doing the questions, we will I'll arrange one class in which we will discuss particularly about the graphs of the direct variation and the inverse. And I will ask you people to sit with your graph paper, where we will plot the graphs so that you will have a better understanding of the topic. But just for the concept, I just want to share. If you remember, when we have studied the graphs of direct variation, we observed that every time we have obtained a straight line that passes through the origin. Okay? But now this time you can see that it will be a curve. You will not observe any straight line in the graphs of the inverse variation. Okay? The graphs, they will not pass through the origin, so it will never be a straight line. We will discuss the graphs in detail after this exercise questions, hopefully maybe on Friday this week, or otherwise on Monday we will be discussing it in detail. Okay. Now, just to have a review that how do we find the value of the constant k, and we observe from the tables, if they are given, if I have to judge either the variables that the values that are given here are inversely related to each other or not. If you people remember, we have done this practice for the direct variation also. Do you people remember the tables we have discussed, where first of all we observe that the changes are either both the variables are increasing or decreasing, and then we have find it out the value for the k, and then I told you how to write an equation. Do you people remember that, boys? On answer, Akif. Akif, you have attending it for the first time. Bilal, do you people remember that we have discussed it earlier also? Can anybody give me the feedback? Boys, are you there? What happened? Why you people have become so silent? I hope I'm audible. On, I just want to have a feedback of this practice that we have done for the direct variation. I just wanted to have the feedback. Do you remember we have done this practice this earlier also, where we studied at how do we judge k if the values are given in the table? How do we judge k either the two variables are directly related to each other or not? And after that, we have
we
calculated
put
the value for k, and
we
then I
put the
told you how
values
to write an equation.
we put the values in the formula, and we check if the answer is constant.
Okay, that was for the constant k. What was the first thing that we observed in the table, with the help of which we judge that yes, they can be directly related or not? See, okay, not a problem. Let me remind you.
The
I told you people. Ji Bilal, sorry.
first value increases, then the other value
Yes,
will
yes.
also decrease.
Yes, good. The first thing we observe, if we have to check either the two variables are directly related to each other or not, I told you people that either the values of the two variables will increase or they will decrease. Okay? So from that only we can have an idea that yes, they will be directly related to each other or not. The second thing we studied about, we have already read if we divide the two values, if we divide the values of the two variables that are given, and they give you the same answer, means for each pair you get the same answer after dividing them. So we said yes, the constant exists, and that constant is the k, and then we have rewritten the equation. Okay? So similarly for this part, for inverse also, I'll make you people understand this. You can see that in the column x it is 2, 4, 6 and 8, means the values are increasing from 2 to 8. And for the value column y, you can see that the values are decreasing. It's 12, 6, 4 and 3. So as per the definition of inverse variation, we know that if one value increases, the other value decreases. Okay? So we can judge yes, it is an inverse variation. Now the second step comes that where we check either they have the same constant or not. Okay? The value of the constant remains same throughout or not. So you can see that as in the last slide we said k can be obtained by multiplying the answers of the two variables, the values of the two variables. So every time you will multiply the x with its respective y, and you can see here in the second column 2 times 12 is 24, 4 times 6 is 24, 6 times 4 is 24. 8 times 3 is 24. So the constant remains same. So first thing we judged was either it's an inverse variation or not. Second thing which have said that yes, the constant remains same. Now the third thing is that how do we write the equation? So as I have given you people the hint earlier also, okay, whenever we will write the equation for the inverse variation, so first variable equals to k upon the second variable. So if they says that y varies inversely as x, y being the first variable will be written on the left side, then you can write equals to k divided by the second variable, which is x. So the equation will become y is equals to k upon x. And k we have calculated, you can see from the table that it's 24. So the equation can be rewritten as y is equals to 24 upon x. I hope it's clear. Or you want to ask me any question related to this? Yes, boys. Naveel, why are you so quiet today?
Miss,
Naveel,
give us
are you
some
there, beta?
questions.
Yes, Sarim. I don't know why you people are quiet today. The
Miss, give
other
us some
example again
questions.
you can see. Just a minute. Okay, but you can write it there in the comment if you have any query, Naveel. You can share your feedback to the comment box also. Okay, okay, boys. Again, we can note that the values of x, it's decreasing, and values of y. Okay, now the first one is 4, the second one is 16. The second value for x is 8, and y remains 8. The third one is -2, and this is -32. Just a second, sorry. Okay, it's okay, Naveel, if you have a net problem. Okay, so for the concept of inverse variation, we know that okay, one value increases, the other value decreases. Although the second value is the same here, but if you see the x4 and the y16, if I multiply the product, I will get 64. Okay, and if I look at the second product for the constant k, again it's 8 times 8 is 64. The third product, if you see here, that is -2 and -32. If you will multiply them, you will get 64 again. Okay, so the constant k remains the same. So we can say yes, the equation can be written as y is equals to k upon x. Y being the first variable will be written on the left side if its y varies inversely as x, and x being the second variable will be written in the denominator upon k, and k we have calculated as 64. So every time when you will calculate the constant for the inverse variation, you will multiply the values of the two variables that are connected to each other inversely. And if you remember, for the direct variation, we have divided the values of the two variables that were related to each other directly. Okay, let's skip now. Okay, now can anybody tell me the steps that we have studied for the direct variations? What were the steps that were involved in direct variations? Can anybody share me one by one? Step 1, step 2. Bilal, can you please share the step number 1 that we have studied for direct variation?
First, we find the value for k.
No, before k, what we have to do? What should be the first step that
We need to
everybody
build the
writes?
formula.
We write the formula. Okay. What is the second step?
Then we find the k.
Miss, the value
Okay.
of
Yes,
x.
on. Can you share the third step?
This when we find the k, we
Yes.
make an equation for the k.
Do we make another equation for k?
Yeah, by connecting x and y.
Me, this is something new that we will be writing, or we will be using any previous equation to.
Value.
Sorry, on beta, can you please a little bit louder?
Miss, we substitute the values.
Yes, we substitute the values. Okay. Sarim, may I know what was the fourth step that we have done? Sarim? Sarim, why are you so quiet today? I did not hear anything from you. Are you there? Shahid, can you please share the fourth step?